Once you decide where you are, it is time to figure out what your sales pipeline looks like. Now, again, if you're a customer rep, this means nothing to you. So you can skip this part. You close the video, I'll see you next week, right? This doesn't mean as much to you. If you're an order taker slash entrepreneur mindset, then this is going to have a little more weight to you. So basically, a sales pipeline is just a way to have a clear idea of where you are in the sales process. And this is something that we used to teach and go over a lot when I first started this business. It's very much on the business management marketing side. And I think that we started to leave it behind because people's eyes would glaze over when we start to talk about the real stuff. But this is, it's a business. So again, if you're in the sales order taker or entrepreneur, especially in the entrepreneur level, this marketing business management stuff is the stuff that you need to start being familiar with. So the sales pipeline basically flows through 1 to 5 categories, which is initial contact, qualification, meeting. I'm just going to write them all and then I'll go through what each of them are. I'm just trying not to, so I can focus when I'm talking about them, and then close. All right. So the reason I wanted to bring this up is because oftentimes, not just representatives, business people can be struggling in this area. I can't get any orders. I can't get anybody to buy. Nobody's buying from me. Why is nobody shopping with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why can't I get the people? Why can't I get orders? My business is failing. This isn't working. I quit. But this is a funnel. You got to put people in here before you can expect them to come out here. So if you have nobody coming in at the top, then no, you're not going to get those orders. You're not going to get those sales. You're not going to get those people coming in at the bottom. So I wanted to talk about this because I think, let me just share that over there. I think that this will help you to put into perspective the actions that you take. So instead of coming in and say, being frustrated with a small number of people here, you can create a strategy for filling up your pipeline. So now you're taking back the control instead of like being in a place of where you feel disempowered because you don't have any sales happening, nobody's closing. Um, you can focus on, okay, well, I noticed I have a problem. There aren't people coming out of my funnel. Now I can focus on how do I put more people into my funnel? How do I get more people in here? So number one is initial contact. That is your basically your pipeline is where you put people, right? Your customers, I would say when you close, once you get a sale, that's where you would consider them a customer. Up here at the top, when they're in initial contact, those are people who are leads, right? So how do you get more leads? And these are, just technical terms, but leads are basically just people slash leads, right? They're people. Um, People in your social circle. It could also be businesses. Especially in our business, we can BUS, INESSES. Especially, we can sell to other businesses, but even at the end of the day, a business is still a person. You're usually doing business with one contact, right? Now, the thing is that in this initial contact phase, um, if you look at the sales pipeline, they've assigned percentages to where people are within this category. So people that you just know, that you just meet, You know their name, they know your name, you know that they're in business. They are at the 0% stage. You don't know if they're going to buy. Maybe they don't even know what product you offer, what you can do for them. This is just like, it's sometimes people will call it like the discovery phase. They're discovering you, who you are, and what you do, what you offer. You're also trying to figure out how you can serve them. So just put discovery here. Now, what sometimes happens is people will feel like I know a lot of people. Why don't I have customers? Because everyone you know is still in the initial contact phase. You have to move them through the pipeline. Or something else that somebody mentioned yesterday was your friends and family. Oh, I wish I could. Let me see if no, I can't find that note because I'm writing in my notebook. Um, a woman who is an accountant brought up a really good point. She was doing a presentation and she said, "Your friends and your family are not always your right client. You have to qualify them first. So the people, oops, you might know them, they might know you, but until they're qualified as a customer, why are you getting mad when they don't shop with you? Why, you know, they're not a customer yet. And even then, once they move into that qualification category, they're still maybe 10% likely to buy with you. They're not quite convinced yet. Maybe you have products that they can use. Maybe they can afford your product. Maybe you can serve them. You're figuring that out. So if your friends, family, or associates, your acquaintances in your phone book or on your social media are not shopping with you, you still need to keep moving them down the pipeline. Once they get into like the meeting phase, now this is like they've looked through your brochure, you've spoken to them about the products, the opportunity, the you're kind of you found out what their needs are. They need skincare, they need bubble bath for sensitive skin. Now you're starting to have a conversation. The possibility of your conversion goes up to 30%. But that's not a purchase yet. You still haven't made any money. So you can't stop there. You have to move them to the proposal phase. Now, at the proposal phase, there's a big jump in their likelihood to actually make a purchase. The proposal phase is where, let's say, maybe they've sent you a list of products that they like, that they're interested in. You've got it down to like the nitty gritty, the specifics, where you're not just saying, okay, all of these products are great for your anti aging, but you've kind of better like pinned down and said, oh, yeah, well, your budget is $15. A new is out. uh, our Farm RX, maybe that's a little pricey for you. So maybe you're in the solutions line where we've narrowed things down a little bit more. They've seen the brochure, they've signed up for your address book. And I don't mean the giveaway. These are also people who do your sweepstakes. EEPSTAKES. These are people who have joined your mailing list, even in your leads category. These are mailing lists. All those people that just haven't purchased from you yet are in this initial contact phase, discovery phase, right? The proposal phase, now maybe you've gotten that order, right? You've gotten the order, you've gotten that interest. And then when there's an exchange of goods, they've paid you, you've given them the products, you've closed the deal, that is when they become a customer. And then at that point, what do? You filter them back through. They're not going to necessarily do the initial contact and discovery phase again. Once you have a customer, they're already coming in at a higher point than a stranger. So sometimes we'll call people who are in initial contact cold, whereas people who are in this phase, we'll call them hot. because they're more likely. They're numbers. And just so you know, close is like 100%. So it's easier to move a person, a customer, back through the funnel repeatedly, because instead of starting at zero and then trying to move them up to 10% and 30%, sometimes even they're either at the 10%, sometimes you're at the 30%. Usually, when you get those repeat customers who love a product, they're hooked, they're a raving fan, they come back and then you've built that trust with them. You've recommended a product they like. They are more likely to come back. Those customers who are buying like our bath and body, they're going to come back in 3 months. They're even at the proposal phase because they're just going to keep ordering. They're already hooked. So depending on the person, your relationship to them, they're going to come into one of these three phases versus being at the zero phase. So do you understand? Are you starting to see now? Hey, Kimberly, welcome. Are you starting to see now why it's important to understand the sales pipeline? Because sometimes you have people who are all in this area. You got a lot of friends on social media, you're doing a lot of posts, but the focus should be on moving people through the funnel. Now, the other thing about the funnel is it's a numbers game. If you want a lot of people coming out here at the end, you got to get a lot of people coming here in the beginning. So sometimes people will say, I have 5 people in my initial contacts. I've talked to 5 people this week. Why aren't I making $1,000? There just aren't enough people in your funnel. So you guys understand what I mean now when I'm saying sometimes I might ask, like, how many people are in your address book? How many people are you talking to every day? How many people are you sharing the business with? How many people are you actively out there growing, promoting your business to? This is all marketing. This is all sales. This is like, marketing and sales 101. But I think somewhere along the line, we've forgotten it. And I'm going to do my best to keep teaching this and keep coming back to this because it is important. And you don't want to lose sight of how this works, because again, frustration and burnout, right? So another thing, hey Tanisha, another thing that I'm just gonna mute everyone again.
Okay.
So another thing that I want everyone to, thank you, keep in mind too is referrals. I'll put referrals over here with people. So let me remind 2 things. A person who's an existing customer, the likelihood of them purchasing from you again goes up, right? We're all on the same page with that, right? So that's why it's super important to treat your customers well, to keep them coming back, right? It's easier in time, in money, and just according to this funnel, it's easier to keep a customer filtering through once they've already become your existing customer. So going back to what I said about earlier about always starting from scratch, sometimes when you do that, you keep yourself in a phase where you're constantly doing that initial contact over and over again, and you're creating stuckness for yourself. So that's a trap I want you to be aware of. The other thing when it comes to referrals is when you have a referral, the heat, let me see if I could draw flames. The heat from a customer who's already worked with you, it can help that referral to come in at a point where it's maybe not 0% where they don't know anything about you. That customer can warm up your referral. They're a hot person. Your referrals are warm. Your customer has said, oh, I've got this really great product. My Avon rep is the best. I know this really great brand, this really great company, yada, yada. That person is not coming in like at 0. Maybe they're 5, 15, maybe a 20% because that customer who was hot has now warmed up the referral. So the other thing that you want to work on and invest time and energy into is getting referrals. You last week we were talking about working smarter and not harder, and I posted a nice post on our Facebook group about how she's working on working smarter, not harder. Referrals is working smarter, not harder. You've done all the work to pull this customer through your entire pipeline. Rinse and repeat, put them back in the funnel, and also let them warm up other people for you. Put your customers to work. Give them a sample and ask them to, don't just give them samples like, here, this is great, I love you. But here, this is great, I love you. Do you know anyone else who would love this product too? Share with a friend. Here's an extra brochure. Do you know of anybody else who can use an Avon representative? Who else can you share this with? I have a Facebook group. Can you invite someone else? Can you invite 2 people? Can you invite 5 people? I'm not just going to give away samples. I'm going to give samples to the customer who refers 5 other people to me. So, leverage your customer to help you find referrals to keep putting into that funnel. But you always want to be adding people to your funnel. The more people you have at the top increases the likelihood of people at the bottom. I keep seeing in the Avon, like the national chats when we have everybody together. I don't know why, but maybe it's just where my mind is. It's been standing out to me. I keep seeing reps who are like, I've got 5 customers, I got 10 customers. This isn't working. I'm not making money. It's not that it's not working. It's not working yet. And I shared a nice little article about a nice little video about the power of yet in the group. Check it out. But you got to keep working at it. You got to keep putting people in the funnel. You got to keep adding a lot of people. And again, the number of people is going to depend on where you are. You want to see entrepreneur money. You want to get a lot of people in this funnel. You want to see, quick sales order money. You got to get maybe not as many people, but you got to be getting people in the funnel. If you're a customer order taker, if you're a customer rep, you're the person in the funnel. You're the only one that you have to worry about. But an entrepreneur, whether it's Avon or a laundromat or whatever else, cannot run a business on 5 people unless you have a very expensive, very exclusive boutique like Ferrari or I think Ferrari was one that I was reading about the other day. Ferrari they will make 2 cars in 1 year. Sell those 2 cars, and those will be the only people they sell to. Why? Because those cars are priced at buku dinero. We're not in that category. We can't survive off of 2 clients. We don't have the level of exclusivity that those brands have. So we got to get a lot of people in the funnel. So what are some ways to improve our sales pipeline? First, your tools and channels. Mixed with a little experimentation. Tation. And this is where you kind of have to put on your entrepreneur hat, because I say experimentation because you're going to try some things and they're not going to work. Maybe they work for other people and they don't work for you. Try it, tweak it, adapt. I'm going to put experimentation and adaptation. I just want to cover my butt on that one, because sometimes people will be like, oh, I tried it. I talked to one person a day. This talking to people thing doesn't work. And it's like, okay, no, you haven't tried it long enough. It takes a little bit longer to get it down pat, right? So what are the tools and channels you have? So and you guys can drop in the chat to kind of make this a little more active. I've done a lot of the talking tonight, but what are some of the tools that you have that you can leverage for your business? And these should be relatively clear. Oh, great. I see Kimberly, Facebook. Yes. I would actually put you're ahead of me, Kimberly. I would put Facebook as a channel. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But we're going to put Facebook in the social media category. Facebook is one. What else do you have? What are some other tools that you have to promote your business? Kimberly kind of gave us a tidbit on one tool. Social media is one tool. Brochures, yes, your brochures. Underscore, highlight, bold, asterisk. I don't know what happened, but somehow over the years we've forgotten that our brochure is our store. That is our main tool. Kimberly has another great one, flyers. Flyers, I love that innovation. Your flyers, your printouts, those little outlet brochures, all of those. I let, yes, 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 business cards. I know they're kind of old school, but they work. I'll show you one that I did the other day. I popped the lip balm out because I was talking to someone. This is a business card. This is my Avon business card. I cut two slits in it. I put a lip balm in there, and this is what I give out to people. I don't have to buy any little bags. I don't have to buy any little extra stuff. I use an X-Acto blade to cut the slit. And these are lip balms that Avon gave to us years ago. I didn't even pay for it. This is how I've been giving my card out and attracting people's attention. And it's been a hit. People are like, such a great idea. And I was like, okay, I am that millennial who was like, yeah, QR code all day, every day. But business cards, now they've sort of become nuanced. Word of mouth. Thank you, I let. Word of mouth. Yes, ma'am. That belly to belly, business to customer, all of those face to face talking to people. Samples, Kimberly. Yeah. Going back to what Ilet said. I'm seeing some innovation happening in the chat. Ilet said shirts with logos, getting some branding and marketing. That branding, yeah. Keep it, ooh, keep it coming, keep it coming. ANDING. Yeah, remember. And I will say I've even forgotten, not so much forgotten, but I haven't been talking about this as much. This is a network marketing business. Network. So you must be networking to grow your business, networking to meet people, to put into your funnel and have them run through your pipeline so you can get them to close. If you're not meeting people, you have nobody to put in your pipeline, nobody to come out of your pipeline. I know this is post COVID where we don't want to get out and meet people maybe face to face. I feel you. I'm introverted and I'm a homebody, but you have virtual meetups. We shared, I think, 2 meetings ago, um, 2 tools. And this is going back to, I'm messing up my list here, but 2 tools that you have here are virtual meetings like on Eventbrite, meetup.com. And I heard somebody the other day mention, I don't know if it was Joyce, nextdoor.com. But also, that's all just virtual. Going back to Belly and Belly, what about your local, make some room, your local chamber of commerce? You're a business. They have events for businesses to network. Some of you have an American Legion hall, um, or what's the other one? American Legion hall, or if someone can remember, there's something with the gear, Lions Club. There's another one too, Lions Club, and I'll just put them all together. American Legion, Lions, and what's that other one? Rotary clubs, Rotary clubs. But not just those, you know, networking activities, but I'm going to make this whole category meeting people. What are your interests? Is there a local crochet club, a local baking club, or a virtual crochet club, a virtual baking club? Elks, yes, Elks. Thank you, Joyce. A local Elks club, and you put something else. The VFW, yeah. They have events and activities all the time that you can get into. So this here, again, this is another bold exclamation point. Yes, 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 yes. You have to be meeting people. Oh, I skipped some things. Kimberly said your pens with logo. Yeah, your shirts, the pens. any branding material are Avon hats. And I see, what was that? I let also said video with the products. Tapping into your social media again. Joyce, thank you. That's another great one. Where are you already, right? Your church, your temple, your mosque. And if MOS, mosque, is that mosque? That doesn't look right, but MOSQUE, right? Right. Maybe you're not a religious person. Where do non-religious people go? Like what is that place? Um, MOSQUE. Thank you, Kimberly. What is the place that they go? I know that wasn't the answer to where the non-religious people go, but where I know it was the answer to where are you? But yes, your Starbucks, your supermarket, the places that you're going every day, Starbucks, supermarket, nail salon, barber shop. You have kids you're dropping off at daycare. You have family members, you don't even have kids, but you have family members who are dropping their kids off at daycare. I'm going to put here schools. Sometimes schools will have Mother's Day, Valentine's Day. Colleges, I'm even going to expand because someone put me onto this at an event that I was at 2 weeks ago. Night school. Night school and English as a second language classes. A lot of times, public schools or colleges will have evening programs for the community, either to teach English or to teach night school. And the third one was driving school. These are places where adults go, where they're hanging out, where they're taking classes and networking and growing. So work on building this list, but the key point is you have to be meeting people. I cannot emphasize this anymore. This is a network marketing business. We cannot forget that. And as a social media person, I think that the conversation over the last few years has transitioned to social. By the way, great job in the chat. Those are some really great ideas. Kimberly, I let Joyce, thank you. Those are all great. I see hair stylist, barbershop, laundromat. Lovely, great job. Social media is not separate from these things. It is a part of networking. That's why sometimes I get a little pet peeve when people will say, oh yeah, I go on social media and I am just posting. And I'm like, you got to post and have conversations. Or when people say, I get into the groups and I message everybody my website to shop. That's not networking, that's spamming. We are network marketers. We are building relationships. Not, like I said, not everybody that you meet is going to become a customer, but sometimes they are the person who point you to a customer. So I put referrals over here. Sometimes these people who don't necessarily shop with you, they still become a source of referrals, but they can't refer you if they don't know what you do, right? So just to kind of wrap up, because I wanted to give you some tools that you can kind of work on. So I hope the juices are flowing when you're starting to see networking, getting out into activities. I made it for me my goal each week to attend 2 or 3 virtual events. These events are half an hour. I do them from my desk. I can do them on a lunch break. I could do them in the evening. And I'm trying to do at least one in-person event a month. Last month I went to that was the last one, conventions. Conventions, not just Avon convention. Avon convention is where you network with other Avon reps. But what are other conventions in your area? What are going back to your interests? If there was a Starbucks convention, would you be there? You love Starbucks. Yeah. I'm a total nerd and a geek. I go to Comic-Con each year, and you better believe it. When I show up at Comic-Con, I have my business cards and I have my brochures. I cannot tell you how many friends I've made at these events, not initially to be a customer, but we built a relationship. They became a part of my network. now they know I sell Avon. If they see a Skin So Soft commercial, or if a family member asks for something for the mosquitoes, they're like, oh, wait, I know someone who does that. Let me reach out to Georgiana. Um, my profession is architecture. I work with a lot of guys. They're not into makeup and skincare all that much. Sometimes our teammates will ask me, well, I don't wear makeup. I don't think I could do this. Or I have very sensitive skin. I don't do skincare. I don't think I could do this. Yeah, you can. You don't have to do it. The guys in my circle, they're not necessarily buying those products from me. But when one of their female friends said, I need some new lipstick or lip balm, you know who they're, oh, call my friend Georgie. She does that stuff. I don't know anything about it. They don't have to know anything about it. That's my job. Then their girlfriends come and I give them a good deal because my homeboy referred them to me, and they feel special. My friend feels special for making the referral, and I've got a new customer. But I filtered them through this same cycle. So tools and channels. So those are all your tools, your brochures, your flyers, your business cards. Your channels are where we're going to meet people, whether we're meeting them on social media or we're meeting them in person, face to face, at one of these activities or events. Those are your channels. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You don't have to be on all of them. And I would actually even recommend that you don't be on all of them. I think we talked about this last year. I would recommend two. Pick two channels, your number one channel and your backup channel. Yes, I'm on a lot. I'm in experimentation phase, partially because I lead and I want to be able to train you guys on things, um, but also because that's how I learn, by experimentation. But pick two. Are you going to do YouTube and Facebook, Instagram and Facebook? Facebook priority with a backup of TikTok. You don't have to do everything, but you got to pick your lane and stay in it, right? And if you veer off a little bit to drop something on another channel, that's okay. But you want to be strong in your Facebook posts. You want to be strong in your video. I even this year I said to myself, I need to double down on YouTube because I can share a YouTube video on Facebook. I could chop a YouTube video up and share it on Instagram and TikTok. I can also take the transcript from the YouTube video, the things that I talk about, and turn it into an article or a blog post. So I'm, trying to work again, smarter, not harder. All right. So keep finding new tactics, more ways to increase your pipeline. Experimentation with new tools and channels. Um, finding out tactics from your peers. So this is where Avon convention, let me see, business. Nope, that's not right either. Avon. Avon conventions, classes, trainings. One of the things that I love about this business is that we've always had a culture of learning from other representatives. So when Avon has a meeting, those account executives are people who have been trained in this. Those are people who are educated in marketing, business. You don't have to like them as a person. Just learn what they're telling you, right? But go there, learn the tactics and the skills from your peers. What are they doing? Try it. See if it works for you. Make it work for you. Create new partnerships. We talked about the daycares and the schools. What are some things that they're working on that you can partner on? One thing that I didn't see in the chat was senior living centers. And I know Joyce is really great with these, but sometimes they have events. Hello, bingo night. Can you donate a basket? Can you call the letters for bingo in exchange for um, putting up your brochures on the table, or whatever? You'll put everybody into the national sweepstakes. If you don't have the budget for product, you'll let everybody who plays bingo enter into the national sweepstakes, or you'll let everybody who plays bingo enter into a giveaway where you're giving them a product that you gotten out of stock from your stock. um, Managing those existing partnerships. What partnerships do you already have as a person? For many of us, Avon is our secondary or tertiary job. Look at the partnerships you already have. Like, again, your kids may not be in daycare or elementary school or junior high or high school right now, but do you still have connections in those places? And then again, direct sales. something else that we've forgotten, but having that outreach where you're doing seminars or demonstrations, demos. I let said earlier, your videos are nothing more, spelling, videos are nothing more than a virtual demo. You're trying out the product, you're demonstrating it to someone just virtually. Seminars, training. When Janine Whitaver does a masterclass on skincare or makeup and you attend, take notes and teach it to someone else. Record yourself teaching it to someone else. Content, content, baby content, right? When you go play bingo, leave your brochure out on the table. Yes. When you're at McDonald's or Starbucks or Chick-fil-A or wherever it is that you're eating with your family, or I know Eilette does this at her job, put your brochures on your desk. You got to be known as the Avon lady. Lisa Wilbur said years ago, and you've heard me repeat this over and over again. You want to be known in your area and your social circle as the go-to person for Avon or whatever other category. Whether for me, I chose makeup. I wanted to be the go-to person for makeup primarily, skincare secondarily. Actually, at that time, it was fashion primarily and makeup secondarily. As I've gotten older, skincare has become something that I'm a little more concerned with, right? Pick your lane. What do you want to be known for? You don't have to do makeup. Maybe you don't like to wear makeup. That's fine. What is your thing going to be? Fashion, Natasha Leitner is a friend of mine. Everybody knows her as the Avon fashionista. She made that her lane to the point where everybody, when you think Avon fashion, her name comes up. I've kind of become the person for makeup. Timothy Brown. What's the first product you think of when you hear the name Timothy Brown? Drop it in the comments if you know my friend Timothy Brown. I want to see who's familiar with Mr. Timothy. Oh, Skin So Soft. Timothy is known as Mr. Skin So Soft. If you ask him about a product, that is the product he's going to tell you about. What's your product? What is your go-to item? What is the thing you talk about and do demonstrations on that people know you as the direct salesperson for? PharmRx, yes. PharmRx. When we hear PharmRx, I let also a PharmRx person. We've got our PharmRx lovers. When we hear PharmRx, when not even PharmRx, when your social circle, the people back up here in your funnel list, they maybe don't know about you or what you do to the point where they're at that proposal level, but you want them to know enough about you when they hear clean beauty, vegan skincare, um, plant-based skincare. These are all buzzwords that are out there in the news and in the media, things that other people are talking about. When they hear those things, you want them to think about you, either you first or PharmRx first. But you gotta be putting those people in your funnel. You've got to do a lot of walking and talking to build up um, that know-how. Think of it as, and I hate to use this analogy, but it's just the best one. But think of it as like you're running for a political position, you're a politician. What do they do? Do they sit at home and say, oh, I hope people vote for me? My name is on the ballot and I'm just going to sit back and wait for the votes. No. That's why I didn't want to use this as an example. You know, this is like the worst example, but think about it. They get out there, they get out in the neighborhood. Like there are politicians in my area that I haven't seen for the last 4 years that all of a sudden they're writing me and sending me letters. And I'm like, who even are you? You know? So you want to get out. Yes, Kimberly, they have campaigns. They're getting out there. They're kissing babies. They're shaking hands. They're going all to all the community events. They're rolling up with their signs and their t-shirt and their hats and their buttons. It's marketing. It's like it is marketing 101. So put yourself in this position of being a politician, but an honest politician. I know even saying the words, I'm like the two words don't even sound like, but learn from the politicians in terms of marketing, not dishonesty. We don't condone that here on our team. But yeah, meeting people, marketing. Don't lie about the products. You don't ever want to lie about the products you have. Um, Lying, let's exclude the lying. You want to promote yourself. You want to be known as your local Avon lady, running for top position in Avon lady or gentlemanship. We could be like politicians in terms of their marketing, but I'm just giving that as an example to get your minds turning about how you want to show up. Also, do they show up? You have to think about your brand and your how it is that you want to show up. But when they show up, how do they look? Clean suit, blazer, jackets. They show they show up to the baseball games in their starch jeans, their marketing hats, and maybe not necessarily a blazer, but a what do you call those? Like those team jersey type jackets, but the jersey they're wearing is there for their campaign. Vote so and so, join our team, right? So they're always marketing, always, always, always. They Kimberly said they dress up. They represent themselves in a professional manner and a laid back attitude. They want you to feel like you can talk to them. They want to be approachable. That's why they're kissing all the babies. But they're there to build relationships with you. Think about how they even move. They talk, they listen, they want to meet people, they want to hear your concerns. Same exact thing. When we talk to our customers, tell me about your skincare concerns. Tell me about the last product that you used. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Why? I want to know more. Tell me more about it. I want to hear about your relationship with our products. How was your last Avon order? It didn't go well? Okay, well, what can I do to make that up to you? What can I do to make it better for you? How can I make your experience as my customer even better? We don't send our customer samples just for the sake of sending them samples. And I think that's something that has sort of just become the norm. We send them because we want them to feel good. We want to be grateful. We let them know that they mean a lot to us, right? So keep those things in mind when you're out there and doing your outreach. And then I'm just going to quickly go through the last few because we're short on time, and we can dive into this later a little bit more next week. But just to make your list, um, your industry events, don't forget either. Get out there to other beauty skincare events. You need to know what is happening in the industry. Get out to other direct sales events. Get out to other business and entrepreneur events. Rub elbows with everything that I'm telling you right now. It didn't just drop in my head. I wish it did. It's stuff that I've learned from other people that I'm hearing as I talk to other entrepreneurs, because the struggle we have in our business about the economy and the shortages and the supply chain, they're problems that everybody is having. So when I go to those meetings and those events, I'm listening to how other people are dealing with it. What are they doing to overcome? What are they doing? Again, my entrepreneurial mindset, this is a mountain that's in front of me. What do I do to get around it? When I go out and I meet with other people in my industry, I'm like, what are you doing? How did you handle this? What's a workaround? What are the solutions? Let's talk about it. Let's brainstorm. Sometimes we come up with things together and we're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. But it's because we're in the same room that it's just like serendipity happens, right? Um, Content marketing, PR activities. Those, when that politician shows up, it's public relations, PR activities. Um, Talking to clients and to improve, seeing how you can improve product and services. Learning how to build relationships with influencers. I think somebody said the other day, oh, I have a niece who does makeup. I'm going to give her some products. Follow up on that. How did that go? What did that look like? What did the customer say? Did they sign up for your survey or giveaway? Hey Joyce, thanks for letting me know. We'll see you next week. Use LinkedIn for social selling. LinkedIn is a tool. We've been so caught up in TikTok and Twitter and X and Facebook, we've forgotten about LinkedIn for that business to business atmosphere. Um, Experimenting with new distribution channels. This one I just want to caution you on, because as representatives, we can't sell to people who are going to resell, but you can say partner with a nail salon and say, maybe I'm going to donate a variety of our new nail polishes for you to try with your clients in exchange for them entering my survey. That way the salon gets something and you get something back. Maybe you're gonna say, maybe you're gonna partner with what do you call those when they dress the kids up? A local pageant. Maybe you're gonna sponsor a pageant. Get creative with the ideas of the things that you're doing. Um, how can you repackage your service? Now, Avon products are not made by us or packaged by us, but how can you put your stamp on your packaging? I don't have any here, but on my bags, I have a little label that says Avon by Georgiana. So I put that on my Avon bags before I give them out. So my bags look different from other Avon ladies' bags. I just got little oval labels from Staples. I print them out, I slap them on. Remind me, and I'll try to post a picture of that later on. A little thing, but it puts my unique spin on how I deal with my customers. Um, Upsell, cross sell. I think I'm going to put a note on this because this is something we can spend an entire training on. Upselling, cross selling, link selling. When a customer buys one product from you, going back to your sales funnel, they're already in, this phase. How do you get them to purchase more? How do you share new products with them? How do you show them more? That customer who's only coming in for Skin So Soft. Okay, yeah, it's sold out, but and I said this a few months ago, if your customer is only buying the one product from you, if all of your customers are only buying the one product from you, there's a hiccup in your pipeline. You have to start sharing other products with them so that they can buy other things from you. So that when the one product isn't available, your business doesn't go kaput. Um, uh, Complimentary services is also on here. I'll give an example, gift wrap. Maybe you offer gift wrap for the holidays. For Mother's Day, Father's Day, when we have, Valentine's Day, maybe you're wrapping baskets. So that's a complimentary service that you're offering to give a different level of care to your customers. Um, yeah. So next week I'll kind of dive into more ways that you can keep the pipeline full. But are you starting to see that by doing all of these different activities, it increases your chances of putting more people in your pipeline? If you get nothing else from this training, let it be that you got to put people in your pipeline. That is what this training is all about. You have to have the right mindset to know how you're working your business, what your goal is with your business, and then you need to funnel people into that pipeline. If they are not, if you don't have people coming in that you're walking through these series, then you're not going to have customers. There will be nobody to close because you didn't put people in. And I just want to leave on this one last tip. When I first joined, somebody said to me, think of your business, and I'm going to use the symbol of this pipeline. Think of your business as my pipeline. People come in, right? Somebody once said, think of your business as a bucket with holes in it. And I used to get frustrated by this analogy because I was like, that, that's discouraging. But you put a lot of people in, a lot of people, some of them are going to fall out without completing the funnel, right? So even though a lot go in, maybe maybe a tiny little percentage of the people that you've filtered in are coming out. So if you want to see, and this was my plan to talk about next week, but if you want to see high impact, high HIGH impact, high income, high success rate, you got to have high numbers of people going into your funnel. Now, a little tip, sometimes these people who are falling out, it might be because they don't have the money to buy. That's okay. You just drop them into your sales leadership funnel. Maybe they don't want to be customers, but they want to be a rep. Maybe they want to make some money for themselves. right? So now that person, maybe a couple of people who fall out of your bucket here, become members of your team. So it's not a complete loss, like everybody's just exiting. Maybe a couple will filter through here, right? And you put people in from other sources as well, but same thing. Not everybody you approach is going to sign up. That's okay. No worries. But at least now you've understood the process. So as you go about building and growing your business, keep the sales funnel in mind. Keep your bucket with holes in it in mind. And picture yourself walking around with that bucket of water. You're leaving people all over the place. But as long as you keep that pipeline full, you'll always have orders, you'll always have sales, you'll always have customers growing. But it's harder to do when you just have one or two people because you're constantly relying on those few people to go through all of these stages. It's exhausting for them and it's exhausting for you. It's easier to get just more people in, rinse, repeat, get referrals, rinse, repeat, and that's how you build a successful business. Okay, so that is, we switch to full screen. So that's basically it for tonight's training. And I will see you next week. So next week is going to be our check-in week, our check-in and accountability week. So we have our questions where we share, it's 4 questions, what you did for the week, what you plan to do, what you didn't get to do, what your goals are for the next week, and if you have any questions for the team. So come with your answers, come with your questions, and we'll be back. Joyce, I will send her the replay, but I think Joyce sent me an email. I wanted to ask her something about 200. I'm not sure if that's in reference to the incentive, but great. So thank you, Eilette. I'm not sure what she meant by 200. So Joyce, if you could just drop in the chat a little bit of a deeper explanation of what you were talking about. Avon does have 2 new incentives, the Count Me In incentive, and let me see if I could bring it up in Chrome. But just in case anybody, even if you're new or if you're just not sure, um, if you have a question about incentives, uh, let me just see if I could switch to Chrome. I don't even see Chrome. There we go. If you go into avon.com, up here, when you're logged in as a rep, at the top, it says Manage Business. Come down here to the Incentives Hub, and that tells you a lot of the activities that Avon has to incentivize the growth of your business. These are by no means the sole purpose for why we're in business. These are Avon's way of rewarding us for doing business well. So we do have 2 new incentives, the Avon Next incentive, which is for contenders and premier. So if you are a contender or premier, every time you place an order of $100 or more, they're going to send you a free shipping code. If you're, so did I say contender? If you're contender, you place $100. If you're premier, your order has to be a minimum of $200 to get that free shipping code. And you have to make sure that that order is the order that you use the free shipping code in has to be over $25. And then for everybody, whether you're PRP or above, whoops, there we go. If you're a contender, it's $100. If you're premier, it's $200. And if you're PC or above, so President's Club, Honor Society, Makana Club, Inner Circle, all of those, then your minimum order size has to be $400. So it depends on your sales level for this year. And if you're not sure, just scroll down. On this incentive, it tells you where you are, how much you have to do. For me, I have to do 400 each campaign, and it'll tell you if you've hit it so far, where you're at now, and whether or not you achieved it. So check out the Incentives Hub. That's where everything is regarding incentives. The only one that hasn't been updated yet is Destination Avon. I didn't dive into it in this meeting, but Avon talked about it in the last meeting. In a meeting yesterday, and you can always go back and just watch the replay. I let got you. I'm going fast. You can watch the replay, or I will walk you through. But for the Avon Destination Avon incentive, they've added another way to earn. So you can actually earn the Destination Avon incentive by selling $6,000 more than you did last year. So you can earn a free cruise by selling 6,000 more than last year. And if you're a new rep who wasn't here last year, then your goal is $6,000. So between now and campaign 16, a $6,000 increase will also get you a seat on the cruise. It's going to be $8,000 if it for the seat and transportation. $6,000 for the seat. You just have to get yourself to Florida road trip, right? So it brings it into reach for more representatives. So those are our announcements, and I will see you all next week. Thank you for such a lively chat and your great ideas. And I'm looking forward to seeing your growth and hearing your goals and your wins for next week. But don't wait till next week. Drop them on the Facebook chat. I love seeing and hearing all the things that you're doing. Google Flight, you're gonna have to Ilet will have to teach me something because that one is new to me. All right, everyone, have a great night. I'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Bye.